I actually, oh my god, this chair. Or sorry, is it the 2020? Wow, no, 20, no, wow. That's this year. Whoops. Hello? Hi guys, and welcome back to Azaria's Place. It's a theater week this week, and if you watched my video from last week where we did the origin story of Snow White, I kind of said that there was something that I wanted to talk about and almost did 2 theater weeks in a row for, but I'm glad we only had to wait 1 week for it. So, and honestly, I'm glad I waited because more information ended up coming out after the fact, so it actually worked out for the best. But if you are a super theater fan, I might be seeming late to the party then, because it actually has been over like a week and a half now since the announcement came out. I'm really excited just to talk about it because I know that I'm not a huge sports person. And so losing the Tonys for me this year, not the biggest thing because I'm not working in professional theater right now, but at the same time, it was my Super Bowl. You know, I'm not a big sports person. I love theater, and the Tonys, again, is my Super Bowl. So I look forward to the Tonys every year, watching and celebrating the amazing hard work that goes into putting on these amazing shows. And yeah, so I also was actually really excited about this season. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I think it was a pretty strong season overall, and I was actually pretty excited about a lot of the shows that were opening and coming to Broadway. So I don't know, and that also could be a little biased. My favorite movie of all time is Moulin Rouge, without a doubt, and so I think it also translates to stage so perfectly. I don't really even know what it looks like, but honestly, I listen to the cast album a lot, and I can't be upset about it. And this is how much I love the Tony Awards, guys. I refused to watch a Grace sing-along, and actually I wasn't the only one who was kind of upset by it. I just feel like it wasn't the most, I can't find the right word, but it wasn't, I feel like, the best way to showcase how the theater community feels right now, one, and also it didn't feel like the best celebration of what theater is and what the Tonys is. And I know that it was a network thing and not an American Theater Wing thing. It had nothing to do with anybody related to the Tony Awards. It was really just the network, which I believe is CBS. So they just had to fill that time slot with something. So couldn't really be mad, but I could also be mad. But there were various tweets that I will be posting on over here. There were various tweets from different celebrities that were just like, wow, a Grease sing-along. That's what we need this year. So yeah, so I actually didn't watch the sing-along because I've seen Grease enough times. I can have a sing-along in my own time. And we watched West Side Story, I think. So we actually had superlatives that we just voted between all of us, and we gave them out. So yeah, it was really fun. So it was a really nice way to just kind of pretend like I had a Tonys this year. But yeah, so I was really upset that we were losing the Tonys this year, and that normally happens the first Sunday in June. It would have actually aired June 7th, but instead everything on Broadway shut down mid-March and has not reopened. And Broadway is actually not scheduled to open until at least January 3rd. So because of that, a lot of shows didn't get to actually open on Broadway. And that's where it kind of got a little in the gray area because some shows had went to previews and some shows had officially opened. Some shows just never got to open. Some shows just canceled their openings or postponed their openings. It was a lot. So it was the big question of when shows, if we had a Tony Awards this year, how many shows would be eligible and how would we be able to do a Tony Awards with social distancing and in this time. Yeah, so let's get into it. Obviously, the Tonys will be in a digital format. I'm very intrigued to see how this is going to go. Not going to lie to you. So they actually released the eligible Tony Award nominations for 2020. And so the cutoff date were shows that opened prior to February 19th of 2020. And so the only shows that made that list were Frankie and Johnny and the Clair de Lune, Moulin Rouge the Musical, Seawall / A Life, Betrayal, The Height of the Storm, The Great Society, Slave Play, Linda Vista, The Rose Tattoo, The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical, The Sound Inside, Tina, the Tina Turner musical, A Christmas Carol, Jagged Little Pill, My Name is Lucy Barton, and A Soldier's Play, and Grand Horizons. So, when I was looking into this, I found that there were a few issues. So clearly this season, it was referred to in one article as an abbreviated season, which it is. The cutoff date would not actually be as early as February, but of course, the shutdown happened in March. Now, part of the reasoning for this date is that some shows had already opened, but enough of the auditors and the Tony Awards committee people were not able to see the show to have a judgment on it. So, another issue with this is the issue of revivals. As you probably heard if you're familiar with theater, not many of the shows on this list were revivals. So, for example, we were supposed to actually see at least 3 revivals this season, and that would be West Side Story, Company, and Caroline or Change. I believe West Side Story did already open, but again, not enough of the nominations committee was allowed to go see those, or was able to go see those shows to then cast their votes, I guess. And Company actually, I think, was still in previews by this point, so it didn't technically officially open on Broadway. And Caroline or Change just never made it to any of that point. So because of that, there will actually probably not be a revival musical category. But there are actually 4 plays that did revive, so there's just enough. An article that I was reading also said that A Soldier's Play, even though it has never been on Broadway before, is likely to be considered as a revival, just because it had previously run off Broadway in 1981. But then this also poses the question of automatic nomination status. And most of these categories don't really have enough shows to weed out a few, unless they decided to do only 2 in each category, which would just be weird. But yeah, it's slim pickings as far as what shows technically qualify and are eligible for this season. Along with that is the issue of Best Actor in a Musical. There are only 2 actors eligible for this award, and that is Aaron Tveit, who plays Christian in Moulin Rouge, as well as Chris McCarroll, who played Percy Jackson in the Lightning Thief musical. There have been odd years like this where there's not enough, so one suggestion could be to just drop the category altogether and combine actor and actress. Another option would also be nixing that category and just changing it to Best Featured Actor instead of Actor in a Musical. So I'm sure that they will figure out all of these issues, but I'm very excited nonetheless to have a Tony Awards at all. So I think that being grateful is just the best thing we can do here. Another question that popped up was the issue of non-performance categories. Typically, your costume, lighting, sets, and sound for musicals also tend to have about 4 or 5 nominees. However, there are only 4 musicals eligible for this award. And with that again means they would automatically be nominated in these categories. And some people might hate that idea because it kind of takes away that, I guess, extra competition element. But honestly, it's been a rough year, so if we're gonna have Tony Awards, I think we kind of just have to expect for what little we have to go through at this point. However, as you saw on this list, there are tons of plays that were eligible for the Tony Awards this year, so anything regarding plays will probably not be greatly affected, and there will probably be more competition in that category as far as lighting, scenic, sound, actors. There'll be more to pull from, which I think is exciting. But yeah, the musical selections this year, there's only 4. So, but like I said, I'm super, super excited for Tony Awards at all. I think that this is going to be a bigger step up for them as far as the Grace sing-along. But yeah, not too many complaints. This video is pretty short and sweet today, just to give you some updates on what's going on in the theater world. I know that everyone's anxious to have some sort of celebration of what did get to happen this year. And honestly, I think it'll also be nice just to have a nice night of celebration and just togetherness in this really, really crazy time in our world. So if you know me personally, you know that I'm rooting for Moulin Rouge in every way possible, but that's okay if it's not your thing. But I highly recommend the movie, though. This is really off topic, so it's fine. But anyways, on to the show tune spotlight. So, actually, to keep in theme with this today, we're gonna go with Your Song, but from the Moulin Rouge musical. I cannot say enough good things about this cast, this movie, the movie, first of all. The movie's amazing. I love the movie, favorite movie of all time. I could watch it probably more times than I probably should. And Your Song is also amazing. So Elton John, if anyone's an Elton John fan, they know the song. But it's sung by Karen Olivo and Aaron Tveit. So call me biased, but it hits. And honestly, so if you don't know what Moulin Rouge is really about, it really takes like modern pop songs and just interweaves them into the plot. So jukebox musical, yes, but a good one. So Moulin Rouge actually opened in July of 2019 and it's still technically running on Broadway, and hopefully it'll be around when everything reopens. It has various composers of this musical, so those are too many to credit in this. But it features songs by Lorde, Elton John, Lady Gaga, the whole 9 yards, Katy Perry, all up in there. So I would give it a listen if you like listening to pop music in musicals, if that's your jam. I know it's not everyone's jam, but I'm rambling on and on. So thank you guys so much for watching. Next week's a Disney week, and be kind.